Okay, so we're going to get started here. So let me just go ahead and click here. Oh, there's a message from Natalie here. What does this have to say? Oh, I wonder if she's going to be late. Let me hear this.
So I am stuck in Mexico
She's stuck in Mexico.
with Miguel's. There's the winter storm in the south, and our flights got canceled. And I'm not complaining, but it's definitely an extra day in Mexico. And so right now, I'm just dealing with my stress with my girlfriends by the beach. But, can't help it. Love you.
Natalie can't help it. She's stuck in Mexico. So we were supposed to record today, everybody, but Natalie's stuck in Mexico. Poor thing. Poor girl. Listen, enjoy an encore presentation, everybody. This is our encore presentation. We thought with everything that's going on in Los Angeles with all the fires and everything, we wanted to send a shout out to all of our favorite celebrities who we just absolutely love. And we feel so bad about what's going on out there, but we are so thankful that our friends in LA are safe, our family members, and especially Lauren and Collins Kilgore, who is Natalie's sister, and their two sweet babies. They are safe. Everybody we know is safe. So if you need to help, send money to the Red Cross. We know that we are sending all of our love and prayers to everybody. And on that note, please enjoy this love letter to Los Angeles from Put Your Books Down. This is our Celebrity Encounters episode from 2 years ago. All right. See you next week. Bye.
Meet Natalie. Natalie loves books.
This is your brain on books. Any questions? And this is Angela. She's a very serious jazz singer.
Shooby-dooby-dooby-doop-doop-doo. And sure, we both like to stay informed, but this world sometimes, am I right? You know what we need? 30 minutes of meditation.
Pop culture meditation.
So we're here to remind you.
We get it. You're smart. But right now, take a deep breath and put your books down. Hello, listeners. Hello, Angela.
Hello, Natalie.
How are you today?
I am really good.
Good.
I'm feeling good. I feel like the year has begun and we're well on our way into the swing of things. And I just feel like I feel good. I'm super excited about our topic today because it's a good one.
It's going to be
one of my favorite topics.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're talking about today, listeners, we are going to talk about, we have two different, I'm doing a version of it and Angel's doing a version of it. We're going to talk about some celebrity encounters. And I'm focusing on the ones I had as a child and like my younger ones.
Yes.
And I don't know what Angela's are.
I'm just going to focus on my general celebrity encounters that I have had and that people in my family have had.
Okay.
Because I haven't had that many, and the ones that I have had have been super awkward.
Those are the best ones.
Right. Yeah. So let's just jump right in, Natalie. Let's hear your first ever.
Oh, maybe. I don't know ever.
Well, maybe it's not your first ever, but what's the one that sticks out to you that you want from when you were a child?
Oh,
one of your favorites.
For the big one? You don't want me to start off with some... Let me ease everyone into this.
Okay, yeah, ease in.
Let me give you a little bit about my life.
Okay, yeah, get into the background, Natalie. Get into the background.
So, as all listeners, I'm sure, have picked up on the fact that my family, we just have always felt that we have been undiscovered movie stars, and we have always belonged in Hollywood. So, and my father very much has instilled a lot of that in our family, which I love it. So when we were little, my dad took us to Los Angeles for the first time, and it was during the Academy Awards. It was, excuse me, sorry. I think I was like 9.
Yeah.
And we did the whole Universal Studios. We got to see the set of Batman, You know, I've always been a big Batman person.
Yeah.
We saw we got to watch some of an episode of Life Goes On. If anyone remembers that show with Kelly Martin and Corky.
Life goes on.
Yep. We got to see them film a scene, stuff like that. So
Patty
we always
Lupone
Bruce was
that.
always like kind of trying to like throw us into the mix. So
sure.
On this, this is like, so that was like where I saw a lot of these celebrity encounters, but I'm going to back it up to some Little Rock ones because we know Bill Clinton was president, and a lot of celebrities when he was going through campaigning and like inaugurations and stuff like that, a lot of famous people came to Little Rock to go to events and stuff like that. So the Sandersons hung out downtown at the Capitol scoping. Okay. No shame in our game. We scoped. So we were having dinner at the Capitol.
Well, it's not every day
Hotel.
that celebrities come to Little Rock. So
no, right.
Of course. Got to go scope it out.
And yes, I've met Bill Clinton. You know, that's neat.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. And Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen. I'll tell that in a minute.
Sure.
But my favorite one was at dinner. And Lauren, my sister, always had to go up first. I walk behind her because I was so afraid of rejection or of them being mean to me and me like dying inside. So Lauren always, cut to the chase. Right. The lovely, and may she rest in peace, Markie Post was from Night Court, which Lauren, I loved Night Court.
Oh my gosh, Harry Anderson. Love.
I had the biggest crush on John Larroquette. Anywho, we'll get back to that, have an autograph photo. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So we go up to Markie Post and let me tell you, we're children. So I can't imagine how tickled she was when these children walk up to her and were like, Miss Markie Post. Hi. And Lauren's tagline to all these celebrities that I'm about to tell you that we're going to talk about today, her thing that she would say to these people going into it is, and she's like 12, I really admire your work. Oh, that's what Lauren would say. That was the icebreaker. And they would always die. And so Lauren told Markie Post that she admired her work and she was so nice. And we were like, and Lauren was like, we love Night Court. And she was like, you do?
Yeah.
We were like,
why?
We love Night Court.
We love Night Court.
We watch it
us.
every
We're
week.
The ones.
We love Night Court. And so she was so sweet.
Nice.
She was so, she actually talked to us for a little bit. And like, I think we got her autograph, but I don't know where it is. But
that's so sweet.
Markie Post. It's one of my cherished encounters.
And she was so cute, like Markie Post. And
she was
you
spunky.
Could just tell she seemed like she was full of life and
spunky.
It was so sad when she died. Yeah.
And I just heard from our beautiful producer, Darren, Night Court is getting rebooted.
Oh my gosh. Really?
But they're all R.I.P. I mean, the only living person left is John Larroquette, right?
And Bull. Isn't Bull still alive?
I think Bull died.
Did he?
Max died. Harry died.
Oh, man.
Markie died.
Darn it. What was in the water?
Look, if it's just going to be John Larroquette, not my worst Friday night. You know?
Oh, so, girl, I know. I
mean, she was lovely. And then obviously Mary Steenburgen is from Little Rock. Yeah. People are like really good friends with her and like her sister and stuff like that. But they're in Little Rock often and have been. And I've been around them a couple of times because I stalk people. My parents let me go with them, tag along to these events that they know they're going to be there. Yeah. But one time she got sick and Bruce is a physician and someone asked, I think it was Bill Clinton asked my dad to take care of her. She had had to go to like the hospital, like a stomach bug or something. So obviously Bruce took me, little Lucy Ricardo, with him because they said that was okay. Oh, he asked he was like, my daughter's with me. Is it okay? And they were super sweet. So I'm in the waiting room with Ted Danson and we were big Cheers people. Yeah.
What?
And he's talking to me and that's when he was wearing those newsy hats all the time. He hadn't figured out what he was going to do with his hairstyle yet. Yeah. And I was like, it was like I was in high school, I think early high school. Anyway, I was so arrogant and I was just talking to him. And he's like, so what do you think about college? And of course, no one in my family knew that I was actually planning on not going because I wanted to go get discovered. And I was like, I don't know. I was thinking about Boulder. That's because like our friends were going to Boulder. Like the BMU Toby Avenue, one of our best friends, he was going there, and that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, yeah, Boulder sounds pretty legit or whatever, but like if I want to go there or not, I don't know.
Oh my God,
I mean,
Natalie.
what a little jerk. I mean, I was nice, but I thought I was like sounding cool.
Well,
anyway, and he was super nice, and then they wheeled Mary Steenburgen through the waiting room so she could talk to. She was going to have like, I think her appendix or something. I hope this isn't violating HIPAA. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she stopped and was like, "Hi, sweetie. Oh, it's so nice to meet you." I was like, "Hi, Miss Mary." Just even in her like miserable moment, she was so kind, and he was so kind and such a gentleman and just so lovely. And I always remember that because, I mean, I want to bring it back. I saw them during maybe it was Hillary. I don't know. They were in town, and I wanted to be like, remember like Chris Farley show? Remember that time when you were sick and my daddy took care of you and remember that? And you said hi to me. Remember that? That was awesome.
But that was awesome. And like, see, that's the thing. I feel like this opens up this discussion because whenever I see a celebrity, I always feel so awkward. Like I always feel the most awkward. I get scared. I'm like, I like them too much. I'm intimidated. And I'm like, I don't want to show that I'm not cool. So
I know. I just want to be cool and I'm not cool about it. I'm not.
Not cool.
I mean, I can be. As I've gotten older, obviously, but like I had this like debilitating shyness. You wouldn't think, but I did when I was little. Like it was so much angst, and I don't know why. Yeah. So I was terrified, but thank God my sister, confident, powerful 12-year-old that she was,
12 going on 35.
Yeah,
that she always was.
35,
pulled together with her sport coat. Yeah. I admire your work.
I admire your work. I mean,
that was her opening line every time.
But every time. And so when we went to California, so I'll just like segue into this one.
Yeah.
We stayed at this at the hotel where the celebrities were staying. You know, it was during the Academy Awards. So Bruce had this all set up. We were just rotten children, spoiled.
Yes.
Rotten. And so we're staying at the Four Seasons, I think, and we get out of the car from the airport, and there's Mike Myers, fresh off of Wayne's World. And Lauren and I love Wayne's World and we love SNL. So he had this like crazy shag haircut, like almost like the Rachel.
Oh God.
Like red hair.
Yeah.
And Lauren went up to him. I'm standing behind her leg, like holding her elbow. She's like, "I really admire your work." And he was so nice.
Oh, good.
And he was like, "Hey," and he like he shook our hands. He gave us an autograph. I think mine said, something, "Hey, Natalie, excellent, Mike Myers." And Lauren's was like, something like, "I'm not worthy." I mean, not something. It was a Wayne's World quote, which is funny because, you know, when I lived in New York, I would see him all the time and he was not sweet. I didn't talk to him because I was an adult, but, you know, he was kind of grumpy.
Yeah. Right.
But so we saw him, and then driving, we were on Rodeo Drive. We saw Michael Jackson driving a Rolls Royce.
Him actually driving?
Yeah, by himself.
Oh my gosh.
And with the top, it was a convertible. He wanted people to see.
Yes.
Really. He was. So we did.
He was
saw Michael Jackson.
So as the kids say.
Yeah, he was flexing. He was in a flex zone.
Okay, yeah. Right.
And then we also, that same day, we saw on Mulholland Drive, we saw Tom Hanks driving his red Mercedes convertible that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all
and
were
then
really,
this is the big one.
Okay.
This is my big one of my childhood because I just, it's so precious. It's so precious. So this was the year that Driving Miss Daisy was nominated and Jessica Tandy was nominated for Best Actress.
Bless her.
Driving Miss Daisy. And Jessica Tandy was married to Hume Cronin. And if you were also like us, Lauren and I were young children that loved Cocoon.
Of course.
And we loved
oh my gosh.
Batteries Not Included. We loved Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin. And we were at lunch, and I don't know where we were. It might have been like the Ivy or something. We were hitting all the spots. Mm-hmm. And they were having lunch with their son next to us. Like, and I mean, what 10-year-old is like, "Oh, there's Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin."
I
know. We did. And like, Bruce was like, "Go say hi." And Lauren, I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And Lauren got up to do it. So I followed right behind her, and she walked over to the table and she said, "I admire y'all's work." And they were so nice, invited us to sit down. We got to sit down at their table with them and their son. And they were just asking us questions, and I could barely speak. And they just told us how sweet we were and adorable we were. I mean, this was like a day before she won the Academy Award. Like it was incredible. They were the loveliest, sweetest human beings, like in them together.
Oh,
like,
I know.
It just makes my heart melt thinking that we got to do that. Like how, like obviously overly privileged, but it was really, that's when I started thinking like all movie stars are nice. Later on, you realize that's not always the case, but
it's not always the case.
They were just like so sweet to have us sit down. They gave us their autograph too, and their son was nice, and it was just really.
And your parents
just
didn't
really overly like kind. So
your parents didn't like geek out and like try to.
Oh yeah, they were dying, but this was before cell phones, so they couldn't take any pics or text their friends and be like, "You won't believe what the girls are doing right now! Oh my god!" You gotta hear Lauren's icebreaker for the celebs.
I love it.
I wonder if when Tom Hanks was driving by, she's like, "I admire your work." Like when he's in the car from our car. Yeah.
It's like Lauren's like, I admire your work.
And he just like gives her a nod. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, my lady.
Thank you.
Little one.
Right.
You're smart.
Well, I love that you shared the Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin memory, because it actually feeds right into one of my childhood celebrity encounters, which is pretty crazy. So when I was like, I don't know, 12? No. I was not 12. I was 16. I had just gotten my driver's license. And for some reason, I don't know why, same kind of thing in our family. There's always like been performing and, little thing, like whatever. My dad decided to partner with this woman who was doing an acting school. And so they were having like acting classes at the gallery. And so like my sister and me and like her husband, we were all taking acting classes at the gallery. And then there was going to be like to be actors. Like I had to read like, Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen. Like I had to
I love it.
Like I had to like,
yes.
And I had to like practice scenes and all this stuff. This is when I decided that I was not an actor, because I was like, I can't act. I constantly am like looking at them like, I'm acting, you guys. Like you guys know I'm acting,
stop it.
right?
I'm acting.
Like you guys,
right now.
I'm acting. Okay, but anyway, so at the end of this thing, they had a show. And they got us like one of the biggest celebrities they could find was this actor who was actually pretty well-known like stage and movie actor of like the 40s and 50s. His name was John Hoyt. And he was an older gentleman, and he played the grandpa on a little show called Gimme a Break, starring Nell Carter.
I've never heard of any
Natalie
of this.
is like, I've never even heard of this show. And it was like this
but
guy
I know
he was a cop,
I've heard
and
of
he
it.
had 3 daughters, and then they had their mother died, and then Nell Carter was their nanny or whatever, like their
Mr.
housekeeper.
Belvedere
Yeah, yes. And the grandpa on that show was John Hoyt. Well, they got John Hoyt to do this play with this woman who ran this acting school, and they put on The Gin Game, which was what Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin did on Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, they did the Gin Game, and like we sold tickets and people came, and it was at like the community theater or whatever. Well, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, they were like, Angie, you get to be like his chauffeur. So
okay. You're like, score.
Yeah. So I had
John
my
Hoyt.
mom's-
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, I shit you not, he was like 87. He was like,
but you don't care.
87
I would
years
have been
old.
doing back handsprings to the car. I'd be like,
Oh,
I don't
was.
care.
Yeah, no. I was like, I will be the
Get
chauffeur.
in the car, famous
Yeah.
person.
Get in the car. Do you need me to strap you in? Put your seatbelt on because we're going for a ride. Yeah. So, but he lived in
Precious
Santa
cargo,
Cruz.
I know it.
Yes, it was precious cargo for sure.
Yeah.
And he lived in Santa Cruz. And let me just tell you, driving from San Jose to Santa Cruz, like you go over Highway 17, it is like this windy, steep, like going around corners. Like people die on this road all the time. Why were they allowing a newly licensed 16-year-old?
Angela Bingham, not just 16-year-old. A newly licensed 16-year-old Angela Bingham.
Right. to drive this guy back and forth from Santa Cruz. I don't even know.
But what did you talk to him about? I can only imagine how you picked his brain and your questions.
I remember this conversation, Natalie, so well that it's going to be stuck in my head forever. So he sat there and he recited the poem John Brown's Body to me, which is like... It's like an old Civil War. It's like an old Civil War poem. And then he got me to Santa Cruz. He's like, you really need to read the book too. And then he went into his home when I got there, got the book for me, handed me the book and was like, here's this book. You really need to read this book. And it was all about the Civil War and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Sounds like 2 shakes from grooming.
It was, right?
Sorry. First of all, he's reciting a poem to you about something, and the word body's in it, and then it's about the Civil War.
Well, it's like an anti-war. It's like an anti-war thing.
Anti-war.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. That's better.
I mean, I can't remember what it's about. I never read the book, Natalie. Okay. Didn't
really?
read the book.
You didn't read the Civil War book when you were 16 for fun?
I put that book down.
Because you put that book down.
Put that book down. I'm like, what are you doing, Mr. Give me a break? Give me a break.
Like, give me a break, dude.
Give me a break, indeed. Yeah. So that's my big celebrity run-in with John
Hoyt, y'all.
Yeah.
Google it.
Everybody Google
I am. I'm gonna. So I get a face. That's great, so many chauffeur.
I know, so funny.
That could have been your big break. Remember, that's what we learned. That's what Brad Pitt did.
I know.
As his job. So you barely missed it, Angela.
I know.
Almost happened.
I could have been pushing play on that boombox.
You could have been in hospice with him, putting those VHSs in the VCR for him and hitting play.
He died
and
not too long after.
rewinding those movies for him and taking them back.
Yep. I know.
Well,
I know.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I know.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, well.
All right. What else you got, girl?
Well, I can kind of like go into when I was, I think, when I was 19.
Okay.
We went back to Beverly Hills. Mm-hmm. We had these friends. Actually, we met in Turks and Caicos, and it's bizarre and it's wild because the couple our family became friends with was Christopher Nolan's brother. The director. So this was like when he started, he was getting like, not his career, but he was getting famous. So he'd done this movie called Memento. And that was like, it was nominated for best screenplay, like his first production. And the Matt and Erica invited us out to Beverly Hills to go with them to all these parties. And like, we stayed at the L'Hermitage. A lot of encounters there. Some we have to discuss offline because they're not mine to tell. Like, my dad and Kevin Spacey Me Too'd Bruce. But anyway.
What? Okay.
Well, it's not mine to tell.
We're not.
Let's just say that we knew he was inappropriate.
Right.
Like
long ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Like we had his number. Anyway. And Bruce
and
that
fine. Number was
everything
69.
was okay. But
sorry. Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
No. Anywho, so we got to go to this like Memento cast party, and the people in that movie are a lot in the Matrix. Joe Pantoliano, he was in The Sopranos. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So he always wears those hats backwards, those newsy hats backwards. Anyway, well, he's a skis. Okay. So he was so inappropriate to my sister and my mother. Oh, and I'm not saying this because I felt left out. I did.
Right.
I did, but I didn't. I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he was
like, wait, me too. Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, well,
sorry. That was inappropriate.
Oh, right. No. But I felt like chopped liver.
Yeah.
And he was just like so nasty to Lauren and my mom, saying like, I could have you. Blah, blah. It was just so gross. He's so gross.
Yeah.
But the Matrix gal the girl in the Matrix, I should have looked up her name. She was the black hair, like Neo's girlfriend.
Yeah.
That she was there. She was really nice.
Yeah.
So we got to meet her.
Yeah.
And then, but that aside from that party, like the people were staying at our hotel too. So Lauren and I were riding the elevator from the pool one day, and Sandra Bullock gets on the elevator with us. And she's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. She's got amazing jeans on, cowboy boots, and like whatever. Yeah. Stunning. And Lauren and I mean, I was a little bit cooler then about that kind of stuff. So I just like kept my mouth shut. I was like, but I was like, she heard us. Lauren and I were like, so what do you want to get a club sandwich by the pool later? What do you want to do? Like just kind of talking. And she was like, are you guys sister? Are you guys from the South? Oh. And we were like, uh-huh. She's like, and your sisters are like, uh-huh. She's like, I'm from the South. And we were going to be like, no shit. I basically know where you live because we know. I didn't. We're like, oh yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm from Texas. We're like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Wow.
And she was like, yeah, and just super friendly. It was like all of 1 minute, basically.
Awkward. It's so awkward. Like,
I know it was awkward, but we were
you
like,
have to like pretend like you don't know who she is, but then she's pretending that you don't know who she is.
She knows
that you know, and everybody knows.
She knows that I know.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, but like, it's so awkward.
It's so awkward.
But I loved it because she was so nice, and I just stared. I mean, I wasn't even hiding the fact that I was staring at her. I mean, not even like subtly. I'm just like,
I know.
We're in an elevator. What do you want? Where do you want me to look?
They're
at the buttons. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, lady. This is what you signed up for. The Natalie stare, the creeper stare. It's happening. I didn't do my creepy dance, but I did my creepy look. Not really. But yeah, she was really, really cool. And then we saw like Reese Witherspoon in the lobby. She's super tiny.
Tiny.
I don't know what she's like. And then my mother, Sally, is a really big fan of Sting.
Oh, boy.
And that's always been like her celebrity crush.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Well, apparently she was on her balcony and she saw him leaving the hotel and he was wearing this leather jacket with like a red dragon on the back. And Sally yelled his name. And I guess something happened with her, like robe fell apart, just like dropped to the floor of the balcony. It just came right off, just flew right off on accident. I mean, just so weird, but Sting had already gotten in the car.
How did that happen?
Unfortunately, too bad for Sting. Am I right?
Well,
I mean, accidents happen. So or
thankfully for Sting, because
well, then
she didn't want him to see her with no clothes on.
Well, I don't think it'd be his worst Saturday afternoon.
No,
but
wouldn't.
Just such a weird little accident how that happened.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now, when she yelled out his name, did she call Sting or was she all Gordon
Sting.
Sumner?
No, like Sting.
Okay.
Yeah. And then oops.
Oopsies. Well,
oopsie-days.
My mom had a celebrity run-in in San Jose. They had their gallery at the Fairmont Hotel, which is a very fancy hotel. And my mom was over in the gift shop one day getting her daily dose of Fritos and Diet Coke, which was, which is
what a health nut.
What she ate like every day, right? And she walks in there and she comes around the corner and the person standing at the little, thing paying for their food is Ron Howard.
Get out. Hottie alert.
And my mom looks at him and she kind of like tilts her head around and kind of gets a good look at his face. And then in classic Susan Bingham style, she goes, "Is that Ron Howard?"
Oh, I love it.
And then he turns around and he goes, "Yep, that's me. Guilty as charged," or whatever. And my mom says, "Welcome to San Jose."
Oh,
that's exactly
that's really
what
cute.
She did. Isn't that
That's
funny?
really cute.
I know.
I'm sure I know he loved it.
Like, the thing is, like, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's people like my parents who are just like, when they meet a celebrity, they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, sidle right up, just like they're besties, like, not afraid at all, not trying to play it cool, just like, "Hey, how are you? Oh, it's so nice to meet you." And then there's people like me who, like, when my friend Deidre took me to the Elvis Costello concert and she takes me backstage and I'm standing there talking to Elvis Costello because they're good friends. Like, he knows, he's like, "How's your daughter?" Like, they're good friends. And I'm standing there. And you know who Elvis Costello is married to, right?
I sure do.
Diana
Krall.
Yeah. And so I'm a jazz singer. So, of course, like, I should be like, "Oh, hey, I love your work." But, like, I could not bring myself. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. I couldn't do it.
I think there's always liquid courage that helps.
Yes.
But then sometimes you overthink it. And then also, like, it's the fear of rejection. Like, my dad and I are like more stand backy.
Yeah.
And Lauren is 2 now, but like Sally is like, that woman will go up to be like, what do you do? What's your deal? What am I supposed to know who you are? I mean, almost like takes it to the other extreme. She's like, oh, really? Well, I've seen you in something. Like, what? Like, she wants to take them down a notch, you know? She's like, oh, yeah, cool.
Am I supposed to
Oh,
know
I've
who
never
you
heard
are?
of that. Oh, really? I've never heard of that. You know, like she wants to make them like, oh,
Yes.
oh,
I
damn.
know.
Okay, lady.
I know. That's hilarious.
Like, what's your deal? What do you do?
Well, yeah, I know. Well,
And
okay,
she'll be like, I don't know what that is.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I have
I got to
two
do
more.
one for Bruce real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
told
ahead.
him about what we were talking about, and I have to do an honorable mention for Bruce. He was at he and my mom went and were at a concert, and I don't know if it was Liza Minnelli or what. I think it was in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, and it was like intermission, and they were in this garden room area, like getting refreshments, and Bruce locked eyes with Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
And he said that they made, let me do my direct quotes, major eye contact. And he said that they looked at each other, like stared at each other into each other's eyes.
Oh.
And then he like broke and smiled, and he said to himself, I get it. I totally get it. And then he said, and as I was leaving, I was like, okay, Bruce, I'll share that story. He's like, I could have been on her mantle. That was the last thing he said. I don't even really know what that means.
Right.
But I'm assuming it's nasty.
Probably.
But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I don't know what that means, but I'll write that down. I wrote it down. I could have been on her mantle, Bruce.
Oh my God.
So he and Elizabeth Taylor shared a connection, and he could have been one of her husbands, he said, but Sally wins.
He could have been one of her trophies.
Way to go, Sally.
On her mantle. Yeah. Way to go, Sally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got a funny one here from my sister. So let's listen to it. She sent in an audio text. Here we go.
Okay.
My most famous encounters with Hillary Clinton in 2008. She was here in Salt Lake City campaigning for Barack Obama for president. And I had been invited as a VIP who worked on political campaigns to meet her at a pre-speech event. So the night before, my son's parrot had died, and we had just adopted this little guy from Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab. But the parrot decided to just up and die. And I had received a phone call early in the morning that the parrot had died. So I was an absolute mess. So I went to the thing anyway, and I was just sobbing my eyes out the entire time. Everybody was asking me what was wrong. I was telling them the story, and I was waiting in this line with my friends. And finally I got up to see Hillary, and I had been crying. It was obvious there was something wrong with me. And she was like, oh, honey, are you okay? And I just broke down in tears and told her that my son's parrot had just died. And I just sat and cried at her for about 30 seconds. And then she gave me a hug. And then she turned to her side and posed with her smile. And they clicked the picture.
Oh.
And that was that.
Oh my God.
So funny.
That's really nice.
It is
a nice story.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, are you
Poor
okay?
parrot.
Oh, your poor parrot. Your parrot died. I mean, can you imagine how many people that they meet when they're just standing out there in those lines talking to people? So Emily feels like maybe Hillary will remember me. Remember I'm the one whose parrot died?
Remember that time when we met and I told you about my parrot that died and I was upset and you said it's okay, it's going to be okay, and you gave me a hug. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome.
I got one more for you. This is from my brother.
Okay.
So I want to talk about an interaction I had with one of my all-time favorite athletes, Tiger Woods. This was at the 2018 Masters tournament. It was actually a practice round at Augusta National Golf Club. And I have been watching other golfers throughout the day. And Tiger Woods was rumored to have arrived on site. And so I rushed over to the practice area and watched Tiger
scoping him
hit
out.
a lot of different balls and putts. And I positioned myself on the ropes that goes between the practice area and the first tee. I was actually the first one on the rope. And Tiger walked towards the first tee and was literally like 5 feet from me. And as he walked by me, I said to Tiger, "Hey, go get him this week, Tiger." And he looked right at me. He pointed at me and smiled and said, "You got it." So I have to think that interaction in 2018 was the inspiration that actually led to Tiger winning the Masters the following year. So if any of you are golf fans out there, you can thank me for Tiger's win.
Oh, I love it. My friend
Dan
Jason
Bingham.
will love that.
Dan Bingham. It's
I
responsible.
was wondering if he meant like go get it, like go get some tail. But I understand now it means like go win.
No,
Go
Natalie.
cheat on your wife a bunch. No? I'm not trying to be judgmental.
No,
I'm just saying.
no. I think this
That's
was
really
past.
good, though.
It was 2018, so I think it was past Tiger's troubles.
He'd been
I think this is his
forgiven.
comeback, right? Isn't that his
Yep.
comeback?
Yep. Yep.
My brother's
do
big
redeem.
into golf.
There is redemption, even in
Yes.
golf.
Even with
Yes.
Tiger. Yeah, even in
Yes,
golf.
of course.
Yep. Yeah.
So you wanted
Natalie.
to do a pit stop today with some like fire. What is it?
Oh, I was going to do some word association with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
We've
our
never
pit stop.
done this before.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I've got some
I'm a
words.
little nervous.
Are you? Yeah, because you don't know what I'm going to say, huh?
So what do I do again?
You're just going to tell me the first word first. Now, keep in mind, the answer to these might, I mean, they don't have to be about Brad Pitt, but they could be. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to say a word and you're just going to tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Got
Okay.
it. Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Are
Lord
you
help
ready?
me. Okay.
Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Mustache.
Ride. Sorry. Go. You gotta
Denim.
go.
Denim.
Jacket.
Hairy.
I can't. Pass.
Okay. Buns.
Big.
Sociopath.
American Psycho.
Funny.
You,
Kiss.
please.
Scary.
I'm not doing it fast enough.
Wow.
Say it again. Scary.
Scary.
Dahmer.
Dahmer is quite scary. Fire.
Pitt. Like Brad Pitt.
Like hot on
See
fire.
what I did there?
Yes, good.
Yeah. He's
Here's my
hot.
last
Go
word
ahead.
for you.
All right.
What comes to mind when you hear the word salty?
Sweet.
Okay. Well, that was kind of a dud, but that's okay.
I'm
Because
sorry. I'm not good at this game.
sorry, I mean, it's fine. Why don't you do some for me? Why don't you just tell me a word and I'll just
Okay.
riff.
Riff. Globe.
Yeah. Trotter.
Lip.
Balm.
Candle.
Wax.
Vodka.
Soda.
Bosom.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big one.
Big one. By the way, I was
No, I'm
watching
not
the
done.
opening. Oh, sorry. Go.
Knockers.
Gazongas.
Chimichangas. I love boobs. You took that and you knew what I was throwing at you and you did it.
It's because I am like
we can't
this,
do it
Natalie.
to me
We're
anymore.
like
I
this.
suck at that game. We just gotta. I gotta just do it for you. I'm not good at
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
I'm way
well,
too ADHD and all over the place. I stutter. I mumble.
You don't
I
stutter.
just freaked out.
You just got.
I do when I'm trying to do a word game. You said Harry. I almost killed. I killed the game. I couldn't do it. I was like
Harry.
because what I want to say, like my parents listen to this. I can't
Right.
say what I wanted. What just thought.
balls.
No.
Balls.
Chest.
Okay. Chest. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I thought. See,
Okay.
I'm thinking in hindsight.
I know. This is going to be like that thing where he's
Salty,
like,
I
oh.
think. Salty, I think. Like
Chips.
pissy.
Like spicy, like sassy,
Like yeah, sassy.
like an old salt, like salty. She's a
Yeah.
little salty. Yeah.
Or the chips at Cannon Grill. I don't know. It depends. Sometimes it makes me think.
dip.
I don't add salt to food unless like you're cooking, but like after it's served, I don't put salt on it.
Right.
Because I can taste it too much.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Pepper. All right.
Right. Pepper. Sure.
I can't do
Well,
this
we'll
game.
work on it. We'll work
it's
on
making
it.
me
We'll work
really
on
feel
it.
bad about
We'll work
myself.
on it.
I'm dumb.
You know that I am like obsessed with the show Password and like Super Password from like the 70s and 80s. And like that's my jam. Like I literally watch that stuff to soothe myself.
You don't want me to be your partner on this. I'd be like Kristen Wiig in Saturday Night Live. I'd be like, okay, the secret word. Don't say the secret word. I'd be like, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. The secret word is blah. I'll say it. Much like my performance in Kathmandu, New York Times said, skip it. Don't go. But you gotta help me get better
we need
at
to
that.
do a password
I
episode. We need to do a password episode for sure.
Not until you've worked with me.
Yeah, we'll do some takes and then no, Darren's shaking his head. No, not going to work with you. We're going to put you on the spot. We don't want you to practice. It's better when you don't.
God, I'm going to die alone. That's all y'all want.
All right.
You don't want me with anyone. All right.
Natalie.
So this was a good first celebrity encounters. We have a whole lot more. I've got so many friends that got to come on here, like Matt Ravey, Jane Hendrickson, my sister.
Oh yeah,
Collins.
I haven't even told you. I didn't even tell you all mine. I didn't even tell you all mine. Like I didn't tell you about the time when. Well, you didn't mention we have 2 food related ones. Well, you didn't mention when you were on Guy Fieri's show.
We should talk about my acting career at another time.
Right.
I was the Sandersons actually were in. What is it? Bikes, Blues, and Barbecues. What is it called?
It's diners, drive-ins, and dinners. Drivers, dive-ins, and diner drive.
They came to Little Rock, and my friend Bart Barlogie owns restaurants in town. Yeah. And he asked if the Sandersons would be on like the show. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yes. And so basically we got there early. Bruce is all dressed up like Versace tie suit. We were like, okay. And I was
taco
like,
place.
You're overdressed. He's like, I came from work. So Bart has 2 restaurants. There's the Fold, and then there's Raduno, which is like pizza, Italian, stuff like that. So Bruce just doesn't love Mexican food. So he likes his other place better. And he tells Bart all the time. But we're in the talking to the producers, and I know what's happening. The producer is like, what's your favorite thing here? Well, I don't eat there a whole lot, but I mean, I do. It's fine. I like it. It's a great place.
Right.
But I've never had bison. And I was like, oh, the burrito. And I just hammed it up. I lied. I made it all up. You tell them what they want to hear because I knew it was like, the more you ham it up, you're going to be on TV.
Hello.
So Sally was like, oh, I love the margaritas, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, you're so cute. They go to Bruce. They're like, what is your favorite thing? He's like, I don't really care for this place. I like his other place better. Well, that got him with his back facing the camera at a little table by himself. There's a picture of it.
You're not getting on the air.
I mean, and then Sally was at the bar yucking it up with the people drinking margaritas.
Yeah.
And then I sat right next to, and Bart's wife, Deanna, we got to sit at the table with Guy.
And you're sitting, people can see this on episode 29. What's it called?
Meaty, I don't know.
Meaty mashup or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like episode.
But it was super fun. And he was fine until he was like, he said something. He said like a blonde joke to me because my hair. I had just been to the beach. My hair was super blonde, and he made fun. He was like, "What is something about blondes?" And I go, you should talk."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh yeah,
burn."
And it was
burned Guy Fieri.
Yeah, it was fine. But
my food celebrity encounter was when I was now I didn't have a TV the whole time I lived in New York, so I was like sitting at the bar at Total Wine Bar, and this guy came in and we were talking, and he was wearing a 3-piece beige linen suit, and we're having a nice conversation, and I'm getting a little animated with my hands, and I accidentally knocked over an entire glass of wine all over this guy's suit. And it turned out this guy was the guy who was on Man vs. Food, that Food Network show where he would eat huge, gigantic portions of food. And I knocked over this huge glass of wine. He was getting ready to go into the city that night, and he was
Yes.
Oh, how was he about it
He
though?
was so mad. He was like, "This is my only summer weight suit." He kept saying, "This is my only summer weight suit." And then I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will pay for your dry cleaning. My grandmother gave me this suit and it's my only summer weight suit." I was like, "Oh my God." So he acted a fool, Natalie.
Was
he
it
acted
red wine?
a fool. Yes. And my friend Beth, who was the bartender, was like, "I have this stuff here. It's called Wine Away. I will soak your jacket. Like, it will be fine. It will be totally fine. And we will pay for your dry cleaning and blah, blah, blah." And he just like stormed out of there and never talked to me again. So I blew it. I blew it with man versus food guy.
That's okay.
It's all right. But I guarantee you.
He needed to be knocked down a peg or
Yeah, he did.
a couple
Because
pegs.
I'm just telling you, a couple years later, there's no way he was fitting into that summer weight suit because I saw his show. Like,
Did the food win?
the food won. So, yeah. Okay.
Well,
Not to be catty, but he was
No,
quite
but don't
rude.
fight food. I mean,
Yeah. He was quite rude.
food always wins.
It wasn't my fault. It was an accident.
I'm sorry
I was
that he was
enjoying
mean to
his conversation. I was just a single lady. All right.
you. Out there doing her best.
We're gonna
All
gonna
right.
wrap her up. We gotta wrap her up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Love you. Love you tons.
I love you too.
This has been really fun, and we'll do this
More to
again
come.
because
We
there's
got
more,
lots of
way
stories.
more. Yeah. And as they say in Hollywood, after their Bikram yoga classes, whew, let's go get a burger.
Yes. Secretly in our cars.
Exactly.
Well, until we meet again.
Until we meet again, Natalie, I already miss you.
Namaste.
I miss you already. Namaste.
Right.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey.
Namaste.
Celebrity.
That's good.
Now, isn't that better? Thanks for listening. Feel free to leave us a review and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your shows. Put Your Books Down is produced by ClantonCreative.com.